What's up, friends? Welcome back to another episode of Auto Afflicted. Of course, I'm your host, Ali Goulet, and today I'm here with my man Bruce and his main girl, Mavis, the Miata. Bruce is going to tell us all about how it functions, what the specs are, all the mods he's done. Then I'm going to take control and show you on the road what it really is. But first, won't you go to my social media, maybe drop a like on it, maybe subscribe to my OnlyFans, and of course, don't forget to tell your mom I said hello. Let's get into it. So Bruce, tell me about this Mazda Miata. Let us know all the info. I want to know why Mavis. I want to know it all.
Sure, you got it. First of all, I was looking at Porsches and Beamers, and one of my friends said, hey, you got to check out the new Miata with the RF. This is a retractable fastback, and this will go to a target top, which it's in right now, and then back to a hard top, which is pretty nice. That spec right there, 155, very torquey. Although it comes out with about 148 foot-pounds of torque, it's a 1-to-1 gear ratio, short throw shifter. It's very quick, very easy, very balanced, and that power is very linear. You'll feel the power at about 3,500 RPMs, but I like to keep it between 4,500 and 6,500, and I really like to shift it between 58 and say 6,300. That's really where you're going to get the most power. It's pretty quick. I've got this down to 5.7. I'll turbocharge it later with a twin scroll turbo. It'll go down to about 4.5. I also cambered, castered, and towed in, so it hooks a little bit more. It's very balanced. The balance is basically right in the center of the console, and now with that camber and castering, it hooks into a corner, probably about 3 or 4 feet into the corner. You really feel it hook. Pretty easy to either under or oversteer based on how you hit the corner. One modification is the tire, Michelin Super Sport S's. They're 215, so they originally come with 205s. This is my daily driver, but I can also bring it to the track this way. Mavis is a name. These are really based to have fun, and they're looking at British, 1960s roadsters, and they really ride like one with, modern equipment, so they're a little bit quicker. So I named her after Mavis Stapleton, and it just went well, Mavis the Miata. People just smile when they see her, and she's got kind of an attitude. She's got some soul to her. She ripped. She's like a little sister that wants to hang with the Porsches, and especially around corners. Likes to brake late and corner fast. It's really a cornering machine. So that's Mavis. As far as the surround for the license plate cover, that's just fun. I go up the canyon a lot. I've got diesel trucks behind me. They're pretty impressed with how fast she can take the canyons, but at the same time, when they see that, they kind of back off and laugh. They're thinking, this is a good guy. Especially if they see me with my cowboy hat on. They're like, that's a cowboy in my Miata? What the hell is going on there? So that's kind of the gist of that. I'm small, so I'm just under 5'8". I'm telling you, it's a beast to get in and out of. If you're a little bit taller, it's a little bit tough. And let's come inside. Yeah, so there's basically no glove box here, right? This is your storage, about big enough to put your remote and a set of keys in there. And then this is your glove box. That's all there is to it. Doesn't fit much. Got some paperwork. The cup holders, basically pull it out and you push it in, and that's it. Depending on whether the person wants it up there or you have 2 people in or 1, just can kind of move them around. So the trunk, it's always fun. Sometimes I post videos about going to Costco and how much I can actually put in. That's Ali and I with just a few weekends, bags, and it's already filled up. So that's about all you're going to get out of this. It's very lightweight. 2,400 pounds with this package. And in this vehicle, you don't want to be more than 6'2". You'd be hitting the ceiling. Let's put the top up and you can see the mechanical of the RF for retractable fastback. And this might be one of my favorite parts of her. I really like the retractable fastback versus, you know, a lot of people do like the convertible, but I don't know. I think this is classy and it's, you know, a little bit less noise and you hit higher speeds in the highways and on the track, and I don't know, it's just real comfortable.
Honestly, it's my preference. Like, I kind of just prefer hard tops, coupes. I don't want to see a soft top, and that's one of the things I really love about this car is that you just have the best of both worlds, you know. You can go fully topless or you can have a beautiful hard top, and it keeps the lines proper.
Yeah. In fact, I have to give them credit. I mean, it looks a little bit like an Aston Martin, and they're beautiful cars, you know. I think Mazda really did it right with the styling and engineered for performance. That's one of the reasons why it doesn't have a glove box. The trunk is small. I mean, you're going to have liners. I mean, look at these things. I mean, everything is lean, and it's really meant to be a track car that you can commute in. And it's a lot of fun, very easy to drive. You can take a young driver, have them drive this around for a weekend, and they're ready for the track next week and probably doing pretty well with it.
Yeah, I got to say, this thing is awesome. And man, if you got some shit to talk on this thing, you just haven't experienced one. So here we are behind the wheel of Mavis, taking control of the 155 horsepower on tap. And I can tell you, I've been behind the wheel of this car before, and the naysayers, the ones that say it needs more power, they've probably just never been behind the wheel, because I'm here to tell you, this thing is balanced. I don't care if you got 700 horsepower in your fat RS7, you cannot carve a canyon the way Mavis will carve a canyon. And that's just big facts, son. This car is, like, I would say, intuitive. If you're a driver, when you get behind the wheel, you've got the feedback. It's not too much, but you can feel the road from the steering wheel, and that's what you want, that feedback, to know what the ground is, you know, how the car is moving, and you can really feel it right in your ass, in the tuchus. That's really how you drive a car. You have to feel it, and Mavis, she lets you feel it. Something to note on this car is the gear ratio is a 1-to-1 in every gear. And so what that means, for those that don't know, the gears are just right there. When you go from shift to shift at the right RPMs, you're not lagging in the gear. You're not having to get back on top of the gear. It's just right there, nice and linear for you. My man Bruce here, he looks like a cowboy, but he knows a little something about setup. And I gotta say, the things that he's set this car up with, the little bit of camber that he's got on this, the tires, the BBS wheels, it's all working together to really do its thing as a driver's car. And you may think this is a car for hairdressers, maybe old fat guys. I'm here to tell you, this is a car for drivers. This engine really wants to roar. It wants to be up in the R's. You know, it doesn't want to be bogged down. The power is really going to come, you know, higher up, above 4,500. And as I'm just just kind of getting used to this. We're gonna tiptoe through these tulips a little bit. You know, little John Buffum, in like a lamb, out like a lion. You can feel the rear end starting to work on this thing. It just starts to, you know, shimmy a little bit and let you know that the tail's gonna come around. And that's that intuitive ride that I'm talking about. And the brakes, oh man, these brakes. Yeah, you can hear her whining out, getting up towards 60, 7, that's really kind of the sweet spot. And the straights, not bad. I mean, sure, you got 155 horsepower, but you also got one lean, mean machine, and she's not even too far in between. So Bruce and I, we have a safe word. It's cops. You know, the thing about driving a car, little aside here, is when you're driving a car, you got to realize you're representing that car. You know, you're driving a Miata, you're driving a Mercedes, you're driving a Ferrari. Your badge is out there. We're driving Mavis. Everyone knows it's Mavis. So what I'm getting at is, have your fun, but when you're in the mix with the public, you're around other cars on the road, you know, just be kind, back off the throttle. You don't need to be up someone's ass. Like, if you have power, you don't need to be up someone's ass. You can just wait. And when they see you and they let you go by, then you can open it up, you know? You don't need to dice traffic. You don't need to terrorize the canyon. The most powerful thing is being cool. And when you're cool, they let you by. You feel her working a little bit. This is one of my favorite corners. This is the one that really has Bruce yelling. Actually, I think it's the next one.
I love, like, late braking. Ellie's the best. He's just amazing. How do you like how it hooks?
Oh, this thing is just working. This little tap on the brake. I can see, you know, Squirmy G over here. He's doing his best not to say the safe word.
Cops!
And who can blame him?
So easy to drive, so hard to be a passenger.
Bro, this car, talk about easy to drive. Mavis is like, oh my God. Watch out for that squirrel.
Alright, Goulet.
The twisties make you nervous. So here we go.
No, just awesome. Just saw this vehicle up front.
Classic example, right? We were getting it. Absolutely getting it. But Mr. Tacoma, he doesn't care. So we back off. We're casual. I'm not flashing lights. We're just marinating in the glow of everything that is Mavis.
Man, look how green everything is, too. This is just beautiful today.
So nice. These canyon drives, I tell you what. Find yourself out here in Beaver. Maybe grab yourself a Beaver taco. Maybe pick up a innuendo sticker and then hit the canyon. This canyon is amazing. Man, Bruce, I really appreciate it. Like, every time I get a chance to get behind the wheel of Mavis, it blows my mind. The drive is insane. The company is unreal. Y'all out there, I appreciate you guys checking it out. You know, maybe do me a solid, drop a like on this if you appreciated it. Subscribe, you know, so you can see the next ones. Hit the notifications if you feel like it. That's cool too. Be kind. Love the ones you're with. Love the ones you're not with. Bruce, you got any parting words?
Yeah, I really appreciate you showing some love to Mavis. She's my baby. always fun, and this guy can drive. He is a serious driver, pushes her to her limits, and I always learn a little bit from Ali. Great videos. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And hey, if you got a race car you need someone to put their ass in, DM me. Let's go.